What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Washed Up. I'm your host, Eric Mika, joined by Alex Kuresa and TJ Haws. Today, we're very lucky. We're very lucky to be joined by a Maple Mountain legend, a BYU Cougar legend, and a current NFL pro, Mr. Jaren Hall.
The NBA is 80-something games, right? It's a lot of games, playing weekly, so dudes are sitting, this, that, and the other. It's not the best product. I believe is what is kind of the main from fans, right? So for that, it's like NFL, you only got 17 games right now, right? So it's once a week. Everybody's playing because the playoff implications are huge. And every game matters. So every single week is a playoff game. So you're going to get the best product possible. Oh, man. Hey, I just made $1,000. I just made $1,000
from Alex Kuresa.
From Alex Kuresa, TJ Haws, and Eric Mika. We're seeing what famous people are gonna answer our phone calls.
What a good guy. Hey, Puka, you're a good guy, man. That's a good friend right there. Former teammate, everything. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Washed Up. I'm your host, Eric Mika, joined by Alex Kuresa and TJ Haws. Today, we're very lucky. We're very lucky to be joined by a Maple Mountain legend, a BYU Cougar legend, and a current NFL pro, Mr. Jaren Hall. Jaren, thanks for being here.
Good to be here. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, it's good. I'm glad we finally got this nailed down. We had to work around Alex's schedule. He's a busy guy. He's kind of a diva. He's the diva of the group.
Hey, we all got to have one, you know?
Yeah, we all got to have one. See, you picked up on it right away.
It's a quarterback thing, I guess.
100% it is.
It's a quarterback thing that he picked up on it?
You're reaching.
Alex thinks he's a quarterback.
Oh, we know he is. I can attest.
No, he was an athlete. Weren't you an athlete?
A mixture, you know?
DJ, not to just immediately jump into firing darts, but we do a lot of competitions, us three.
I can tell.
Just like who can make the most shots in the trash can, like whatever it is, we'll make it up on the spot. And your arm has been disappointing, I have to just say.
Oh my gosh, we throw 15 yards with the mini ball. TJ's like, throwing it on here.
TJ
I actually
wins.
did get a
My
full
precision is elite.
You're the accuracy guy.
Yeah,
on
for
point.
sure.
Yeah, what do you?
Just drop it right
Just
in
the
the
arm
box.
guy?
That's what you do for a living, though, man.
We're just the
I
arm
wouldn't
guy.
expect
You
you
just have the strongest arm, but it's useless.
No.
Defend yourself, come on.
I beat TJ the last 4 times we played. Ask him what happened at my house during the Super Bowl. He left embarrassed.
No,
It was embarrassing for him. His wife saw it. I felt bad. I felt terrible. That's my cousin, and his wife had to make fun of him the whole ride home. It was awful. His son was there. His son had to watch his dad. Can you imagine watching your dad just get?
I can't.
We're out on the basketball court.
Brutal.
On the street.
Yeah.
And I beat him.
The street?
And I beat him.
Not the last time, though. What
I said
happened
the
last time?
street. And we beat him over and over and over again.
The last time we played, though.
And then he was just like, please play me again. Please play me again.
Oh, my gosh.
And then the second he got one win, he runs inside as fast as he
Sound like
can.
the little brother a little bit.
Tell everyone.
Sound like the little brother.
You were so cold. You were
That's what my
shivering.
brothers
You
do,
were like, I
ping
gotta go
pong.
inside. I'm so cold.
Yeah,
big
and I was
bone.
still beating you with freezing fingers.
But we're talking football, though. Once we had football, you went win this.
All right, enough about you. You guys are they'll do this
I
forever.
listened to this for a while, man. That sound like my crew.
Yeah, your younger brothers do this in ping pong?
Oh, yeah, at the house, at my parents' house. I beat them for a couple of years now, ongoing, and as soon as they get one, they'll scream into the house.
It's kind of both these guys.
So it sounds like
Actually,
a
we're
little
all younger brothers, all three of us. So
You all know how it is then.
maybe that's why we bond.
Sure.
Well, since this is a podcast about you and not how TJ and Alex are petty, let's jump to you. What are you up to? TJ and I were talking on the drive up, and then Alex definitely has a lot more, idea of what this looks like. But we'd love to hear what your off season is like. What you do day to day, and what you're trying to get ready for next year, physically, mentally, and what you're looking forward to. All that stuff. Like, what are you up to? Catch us up to date.
Yep. So right now, my off season is pretty chill. I feel like I'm a little over a month out of our last game, so I've got a little bit of a routine. For me, every day, it's wake up with the kids, play for a couple hours. My wife will go to the gym. Then I'll get up, go to BYU, go train with some of the guys there. Skylar Main is one of the trainers in sports his title's like sports medicine something.
He's
They just
got
changed it.
the
mustache
stash.
dude. Yeah. Doc.
I've seen that guy getting hyped on the sideline.
He's the dude, yes, that's him. So we'll train with him. There's a group of dudes that played at Utah, BYU, USC, and a couple other spots that come back to Utah for the offseason, so I'll train over there every day. So I'll get there for a couple hours.
And what does that consist of?
So right now it's really just been kind of rebuilding the foundation, a lot of stability work, a lot of lower half work. I haven't thrown a ton, once or twice a week maybe. So I'm just trying to get everything feeling good. For my role in Seattle, I didn't do a ton each week. So I'm just trying to get the legs back, get the body feeling good, primed up again. And so right now it's just that, just the base foundational stuff. And here in the next week or so, we'll probably start kicking into field work, doing a lot more stuff. My regimen probably looks different than most quarterbacks in the NFL, just being, a little more athletic, moving a lot. So I like to train, just like anybody else does, a good half of the week. So that's really all it is, and then just chill the rest of the day, play golf, game with the boys, just whatever I got time with. So that's pretty much what it is now.
How's your golf camp?
It's all right. It's all right. Just got back from a little trip.
You've been doing lessons, I saw on Instagram. Or at the virtual.
Oh, yeah. So my father-in-law's, his neighbor, bought into the back nine, and so he gives us a little deal going over there.
Yeah.
So I go hit every now and then. Go out there with my brothers and friends and stuff. So it's cool.
Yeah. You said something interesting that made me kind of wonder a couple of things. Again, Alex is probably going to know a lot more about this than TJ and I just don't know anything about football. When you say, Seattle didn't have me doing a ton, and so you got to get your legs back. Because, my experience is when you're hurt or not getting minutes or whatever it is, you're coming back from injury. In basketball, it's there's enough guys that you can at least get some one-on-one work, right? You can fine-tune some things in 3-on-3, and maybe even if there's if you're in Europe and there's a younger team, or the NBA, there's the G League, or college, there's the practice squad. There's enough bodies that you can get some real life reps. So what is that in football?
So in Minnesota it was like that. So I got plenty of reps as the 3. Mainly because I was a draft pick, so they were trying to develop me a little bit. So I was doing all the one-on-one drills, throwing all the routes, everything up until team stuff. Then Kirk would take over, and Nick, whoever was playing that week. I do a little bit of scout work there. So that was good. But in Seattle, it was a little different as a 3 there. I came in on practice squad. I didn't do much, didn't throw a lot of routes at all. All my work was the first, 30 minutes of practice, individual stuff on bags. I go throw to, the DBs and some other people that need to catch balls and stuff. It was just a lot less. And every coaching staff, I think, is different, every organization. So that was at least my Seattle experience. It was last year. Now we got some new offensive coaches coming in. We'll see what it's like there. OTAs, obviously everyone gets some love. Y'all get reps, so that'll be good. But just for this last season, just wasn't as much as I was used to. So it felt like my body slowed down a little bit. And I tried to do as much as I could on the side, but you learn a new offense. I want to spend as much time in that playbook, getting there after camp and trying to get caught up to speed. So I just felt like my body fell behind a little bit this year.
Yeah. Are you understanding this? Are you keeping up?
Yeah.
Speaking the language.
The language is coming back for you, Elder?
Yeah, I never played in the league, but I understand it.
Okay. Do you have any other question? I know you're a big fan.
No, not specifically.
It goes both ways. Believe me.
You're just asking about what specifically, I guess, are you wanting to know?
I don't know.
You just explained all of it.
What about that offseason resonates with you? What was different? I don't know. You're the football guy. You got to chime in.
Playing in the NFL is a whole lot different than playing at Portland State. But, so, we're in the Northwest. I guess that's very similar.
Yeah.
But it's just different in the sense of basketball. Football is so team-oriented, and, you can't really do – you have to have so many other pieces in order to get, those live reps. You can't just go play one-on-ones. You can't just go get those live reps. And then a lot of times it's such a physical game. So many of these dudes that it's valuable to get reps with are beat up. And so during season, you can't ask certain dudes, hey, can you stay after and throw a little bit more? And maybe the guys who are staying after and throwing aren't necessarily the ones that you need to get reps with.
You can't even get the realistic timing.
Yeah, so it's tough to, have a balance of all of that. So, that's just where football and basketball differentiate a little bit, is where you require more from other people as opposed to when you're hooping, you can do a lot on your own.
That'd be hard. I think we even found while we were still playing, it was hard to get 10 solid guys for pickup, So I say it's a little easier, and obviously it is, because there's so many different dynamics, different levels to it. We don't have to pad up. We don't have to all be, recovering from these different injuries that you go through in football.
Yeah.
But it's hard to get 10 guys. Like, I mean, right, teacher? Like, that's why we started just going 3-on-3 with people, just because 10 guys, and really you need like 11 or 12.
Yeah, and if
someone gets there late, someone leaves early.
One that doesn't belong,
Yeah.
it just exposes that guy. Like that team
Everybody
just ends up
going
winning.
after him.
Yeah. So football is, I mean, you don't have to pick up
Yeah.
football for a reason. So
That makes sense.
it's an interesting thing for me.
I love
What-
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you have turkey bowls,
Do
obviously.
you play turkey bowls?
Huh?
Do you play turkey bowls?
No, I mean, I didn't play in the last one.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot.
I have a bad knee, or else I'd be out there dominating.
Okay.
You guys are playing high schoolers. I'm pretty sure I'd catch some balls over those guys.
All right.
I was the MVP of our Turkey Bowl for sure. Attest to that, please.
No, absolutely not.
He's just a hater, bro.
Just kidding.
I think
you're
I'm-
up there. You're up there. I would say Ed was.
We got a documentary of this. I mean,
Yeah.
it's 2025.
Yeah,
that's
Everything's
true.
on-
That's a great
everything's on
point.
video
Actually,
these days.
Good point. But this was in
I had
2024.
TJ Haws playing the turkey bowl. Somebody had the camera out. I can only imagine.
Yeah,
That's-
where
that's
was all his
somewhere.
life?
It's got to be somewhere, man.
Paul's life.
This guy still got it. Now-
Utah legend out
now
here,
football.
mossing dudes on the football field now.
What are you gonna say? Say it.
I got nothing to say.
You got nothing
As
to
long as
say.
there are no pads on.
Well, I can hit somebody. For
No,
sure.
you can't. No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, dude, I weighed as much as you as a fifth grader. Did I hit anybody?
Have some force.
It
I
ma-
do.
It does matter. Does it matter?
It does.
Yeah, it matters.
It helps. I mean,
Yeah,
it doesn't mean it matters. I mean, shoot, you Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith probably like you out there.
What
I'd
defense
imagine.
you?
Devontae Smith is probably like, what, 180 though?
in football,
I'm
really?
surprised. Yeah.
Quarterback or
You're playing
I'll have to
quarterback
ask
or receiver?
Covey next time I see him. I'll
I'm a point guard,
get down
that's
to
a
that. But I don't
quarterback.
think he weighs that much, though. Wow. I feel like he's in the 70s. Gotta
He's
be.
saying Smith isn't on the Eagles isn't even
Devontae Smith,
180.
yeah.
He is.
He might be. They might
He
list- they
isn't,
might
but I
list
don't
him
think
at
I don't think he
6'1".
I don't think he's hitting people and saying, "Oh, I can go
Nah,
hit
but
somebody."
I see you get hit by dudes like that. Shoot.
Yeah,
In my mind, you can hit somebody if you take a hit.
we should do the what's the drill? Oklahoma.
Oklahoma drill.
Oklahoma
Get
drill.
you on
Do a
your
little
backs.
Oklahoma drill. Not you versus me, but let's go get some people about our size.
I'll go me versus you. I'm not scared.
No, come on, bro.
I'll bring the pads, man.
At
My
BYU,
dad's basement, got a whole bunch
in
of
our
guys.
locker
I'll
room, we
bring
had
them.
a huge Y in the locker room, and after all these practices, if there was anybody like bickering or anything, it was like, just hop
To
in the
the
Y
Y,
with this
to
dude.
the
Like
Y.
the Y was like the ring.
The
If
sumo
you got
rules.
knocked
What'd you-
out,
what'd
it
you
was-
guys do?
It
It
was
was wrestle?
over. Yeah, it was just
It was like
sumo
rules.
Just
Take
get
us
somebody. You just got to get somebody out of the.
What's your
was-
record?
Y.
What's your record looking like in the
It was
Y?
probably like. I lost a few games.
Just keep it real.
Oh,
What was your
I
record?
don't
You're
remember.
amongst
I don't
friends.
remember.
What was your record?
I'm not.
2-6.
I don't remember my record. I wasn't. It wasn't
You
on the
remember your
board.
record, bro.
No,
What was your
no,
You guys didn't keep tally on the whiteboard?
Yeah, then what's the point? You're not getting better.
What was your record?
Who was your bet? I didn't do it. It was must have been the year I got. No, I was going on.
Yeah, once Eric left, we started having fun. We were like all friends.
No, it
and
sounds
it
like
was
you guys were bickering once I was gone.
No, but it was like fun. It was friendship.
Who was the best? Who was the best one you ever witnessed?
What does that mean?
What do you mean? Like the best fight you ever? The best sumo in the Y circle fight that you saw? Like were there good ones? Because I'm just thinking like, if we had done it the year before,
I
me and
think-
Zach Frampton would have been
No,
in there.
I think we did it when you were there because I think Framp was in the Y.
With me.
I don't know about with you,
Yeah.
but
That's a great idea. More teams need that.
we should put a Y in here and just.
I'd love to fight you two at the same time.
Oh my gosh, bro. Your knees hurt. Remember, you're gonna fall.
What does that have to? What does that have
You're
to do
gonna
with it?
fall
I'm not
over.
gonna fall over.
Yeah, you
It's
are.
your excuse for everything.
You're like,
It's
dude,
my excuse for making sharp cuts,
Whoa.
not anything else.
What do you think you're
What's
doing in the
anything
Y?
else?
You think you're not making sharp cuts?
No,
in
I'm
the
just
Y? You
standing my
better be.
ground. I'm using my right foot as my plant foot.
And that thing's giving out.
No, right foot is strong as an ox.
No, it's.
So
Jaren
let's the
knows.
left foot there.
It's the left.
It's
yeah,
a tall
the-
people
it's
thing,
the left
knees,
knee.
the knee issues.
Yeah. It's a me thing, that's for sure.
you
You
probably-
don't even have knee issues, and you're just
Knee issues.
you're just weak. All right, on to the next question. This is something that TJ brought up as we were talking about you. Do you want to ask it, or do you want me to ask it?
I don't know what you're.
Well, just the mentality of where he is in his career.
No, yeah, I feel like, we've all been there where we're trying to, like, earn the right spot,
No
and
doubt, bro.
off seasons can be a grind. Seasons can be a grind where obviously you have, like, that self-confidence. It's like, I know I should be here.
For sure.
So I don't know. I'm curious to hear kind of like your mentality, where you're at right now mentally,
Mhm.
trying to, obviously get to where you want to be
Yeah.
and how these off seasons, these seasons have been, and just it is a grind.
No doubt.
And so,
that's a question I think about every day because, every day I go to the gym to work out and then get on the iPad, to watch film. That's always a mentality. Like, what can I do to, when I get my next opportunity to seal myself as a starter in the NFL? Because, as a quarterback, there's 32 openings in the world, and that's all you get, And so I had an opportunity once already, had some good moments and had a bad moment, just to seal the deal at the end of my rookie year. And you just see how small that window can be for every person, depending on how much you're invested in and whatnot. And you can make all the excuses you want, but for me, it's like, okay, how do I learn from that? How do I come back from that? And what do I do this offseason to separate myself, when I go in OTAs and so on and so forth. And so that's probably the hardest part about it. I have my plan of what I do every day. I think I've realized the things I need to work at, get better at, how to manage the moment better the next time I get it. But for me, really, it's just taking advantage of now because this is the best time to separate myself. And so, it's fine-tuning things, talking to the right people, seeing what other people do, to find success. But as a quarterback, man, it's just about praying for an opportunity, however it happens. Totally. Looking for your next bit of competition, if whoever the next guy in front of you is, and what you got to do to kind of level yourself up each and every year. So it's just a constant grind. It's little by little, looking back, over the months and years, seeing how much I've changed, but it's hard to tell in the moment, where I'm at. So it's just each OTA, each preseason game, those are the things that matter. So it's just doing as much as I can now while still enjoying the offseason.
For sure.
Where do you think like the biggest jump is? Obviously going from high school to college, there's big jumps. Going from college to the NFL, there's significant jumps, and it's like whether it's going to be the speed of play, like trying to fit footballs into tight windows, whether it's game prep. I guess the biggest jump, like between college and the NFL, for you is like, that was way more than the rest. Obviously, you have to make strides in a bunch of different areas, but what's is the most significant?
Yeah, the ones everyone knows, the speed of the game's faster. Guys are bigger and stronger. You'll play against 2 or 3 NFL guys every college game in college, right? But now you got 11 dudes across from you. Some dudes have been playing for 10-plus years, future gold jackets. Like, these dudes are as smart as you as a quarterback, right? Smarter in their position. So that's the one everyone sees. For me, it was just handling a playbook. The NFL playbook, it's unbelievable how much is open to you, how much variations, how many options you have, but your ability to take every single one of those plays, half or more than half you don't practice, on a game prep week because you've done it since OTAs and you kind of stopped doing them for, a month or two. Because each week, your playbook, here's 100% of it. You're only using 25, 30%, and then you have all your hurry up, no huddle stuff, right? Just one word stuff or numbers, stuff all year round. And so each week you got to be able to take control of that. You got to know it inside and out to where you hear it start being called. You can just spit it out because now the speed of the game is also the game clock, right? You're 40 seconds, headset cuts out at 15. In college, it's signals. You're up there, you're snapping the ball. With the NFL, shoot, I'm waiting for substitutions. Let's get 2 tight ends in. Oh, shoot, there's 20 seconds on the clock, and now my coach is giving me this long play call. It's about to cut out. Am I focused on the right thing? There's just so much stuff to it. Yeah. So being able to hear the call and have it just hit your brain to where you've said it 1,000 times. I put it in my phone every week, and I'll call them out, label them, for third downs, first down, whatever it is. So I hope that I know it enough that when it hits my brain, okay, now I can start making sure everyone's in the huddle. Let me go get this call out, go 15 seconds, making your checks, making your audibles, and then snapping and seeing stuff like – everything happens so fast, but I've learned that the biggest thing is if I can just condense that playbook in my mind and know it well enough that it's like Madden now, I can press the R2 button, you can see it as you're up there. Now everything slows down. So that's where, as a quarterback, that's where it gets slower for me. And I had a lot of moments like that, and I've had some moments where it was fast. So really it's just how comfortable are you with the playbook, how much time do you spend there? Because you spend time training in the offseason. You're doing all the cone drills, you're doing all your lifting, everything you need for the athleticism of the game to play fast. The adrenaline helps. But if it's not right between the ears or you have any questions at all, it's not going to be good. And so that's the biggest jump for me is just owning that playbook. That's what I've learned.
In basketball, there's these dudes out there that I swear they like never touch a basketball. They, it's like they don't care about the game plan, and they come in and just dominate.
Oh yeah, there's guys like that in football too. Receivers like
really,
there's there's dudes like that.
Because
for
you're
sure.
talking about like I'm studying the playbooks, 100%. We're just using 20. I gotta know 100, all this stuff. Or there are dudes in the NFL. It's like I don't even care, and they just show up and.
At the quarterback position, I haven't been around any that can do that yet. Kirk, Nick Mullins, Geno, Sam Howell, Josh Dobbs, Sam Darnold, all these dudes I've been around to this point. If there's anyone I'm missing, I'm sure there might be, but they all know it inside now. That's quarterbacking. That's the only way to play, in my opinion.
Yeah.
No dummies at quarterback.
No, yeah, I'm telling you, bro. And people want to sit an armchair quarterback these dudes on Twitter, during the week. Why don't you do this and do that? Like, bro, you say all you want, but until you get into a playbook, until you get into like seeing it from a quarterback's perspective, it's the hardest job in the world to me.
I know you're kind of. I was like getting anxiety while you were talking. I never had a playbook like that playing basketball. The playbook is super simple. It's more sets, and then it's a lot of free play.
Right.
But you guys have 11 people that have to be coordinated, or else someone gets
for sure. And that's and given you have a whole off season to do, and if you do it right, come season you'll be comfortable.
And that has to make you feel better that you have some continuance.
But the reality is, the stuff you do in camp, bro. Like when I got to my first week 1 game last year in Minnesota, we installed that week's plan. I'm like, what are these plays? Especially in third down and red zone. I'm like, dude, what have we been doing for 8 weeks? I've never seen these. Completely new, or they're adding stuff because now you're game planning defenses. They're going to add in new words, new plays, new routes. So that's the next part of it. Can you just stay calm and re-teach yourself that week? So it's just time.
Just teach yourself as they're playing it out in front of you.
And so, like quarterbacks, you should know your offense. It's not easy, but there's for sure other positions. Like there's dudes that like the game all night and they're streaming during the season, and these are some of the best players in the world. And I give it. They only got to know formation where they're lined up. They got to know the route they're running or who they're blocking, and then they got to know the can or the change play that you call with it. So they have a lot less they got to know. Quarterbacks, tight ends got to know everything. Quarterbacks got to know everything, and those are the positions really that have more on their plate. But no one's like a quarterback. No one has much on their plate. But
that's crazy.
In basketball, I have so many questions. Sorry, they're all coming
to my
mind. But
fire away.
In basketball, obviously, once you get at a higher level,
everything's basketball with TJ.
Yeah, because I played basketball. But I'm thinking like once you get to college, it's like if I hit this dude, he's open. Like that's a bucket. Mm-hmm. Or like you get bigger, more athletic guys. It's like if I come off the screen and throw this lob, I can throw it anywhere and he's gonna go get it. So there are certain things that become easier as you progress in basketball. Obviously, there's a lot of things that like are much harder too. Everyone's much better, more athletic. But there are certain things that it's like a little bit easier, if that makes sense.
You're saying like throwing a lob to Dwight Howard versus like
Eric
Mika.
Oh yeah.
I saw myself.
Set him up for it.
You're welcome.
There are just certain things that are like much easier. Also, the game is much harder too. But like, is that the same?
No, talent can overcome a lot of issues for sure.
Like you throw somewhere, this
like a guy like Justin Jefferson, right? Like the one game he was healthy was my last start. I didn't get played in the first 2 games, but even the last game I played, you can feel his presence out there. I didn't get him the ball a ton, which that's my biggest regret still. I should have thrown that dude the ball every time I took the snap, right? But I'm just trying to run the offense, do too much, I think. But you got guys like that. You got your Calvin Johnsons. Like in BYU, I had Puka. Whenever he was healthy, like the amount of time we put together, you just started to feel it, and there was no coverage. You could double team him. They could do whatever they wanted. You're going to find a way to give him the ball. Yeah. It's like my alley-oop. I know where he's going to be. I know how his body's going to be, where I got to put the ball. But the better talent you got around you, you definitely can excel.
Yeah.
And then you play within a great system with great checks to get the right play against the right defense from your play caller. That's even better. But I think sometimes, a lot of the most successful coaches or quarterbacks look at it as, let me just simplify this as much as I can. Let me play this like a pick and roll, me and this other dude or my receiver against their best guy.
Yeah.
That's what I want. So you try to find ways to make it like that in a sense.
Yeah.
But then the game it's just chess. As the clock runs down, teams are changing stuff. These defenses are moving, offenses are moving. That's where it gets really fun. But if you got too much going on or you're not prepared, you get lost in that sauce easy, and it's over from there. So, but yeah, in a sense, you definitely have that talent elevation in the NFLs. You can play a lot more free.
Yeah,
what you're doing.
totally.
Yeah, thanks, Teach, for that jab there. All right, we're gonna do some rapid fires. Like I ever dropped a note from you.
you that was your fault.
For the record, I dominated Dwight Howard.
But that was still your fault.
Oh, I forgot. I have
Okay.
LA God over here. At Ignite. Oh, that's funny. I didn't play for them. All right, we're going to jump into some rapid fires. These are kind of all over the boards. We're going to do a rapid fire, and also we're going to jump into a new segment that we invented like 20 minutes ago called Normal and Not Normal. We're actually really excited about it. But first, rapid fire. Have you seen the new, I know you're a baseball guy. Have you seen the news of the Yankees?
The grooming standards.
The grooming standards.
Yeah, I saw that.
What are your thoughts?
I mean, it felt very BYU-ish. I didn't know there were some other people out there that had those kind of, the grooming standards.
So your mind went where all our minds went.
Yeah.
Everyone in here has a beard. Everyone here played at
100%,
BYU.
100%.
So what do we think? Is it time?
I think it's time. I mean, look, because it's not a doctrinal issue for me, I feel comfortable saying it's time. It's time to allow the students to get beards. So
I think it's time.
Come on.
Several times.
I
What's
think
the reasoning behind it in the first place?
I think we should have long hair.
That's
too.
a good
like,
question.
Football dudes should be have.
Well, football dudes have it anyway. A lot of them have it anyways.
oh, you should.
But not like
I
it.
can get into that later.
Please do. No, get
just
into it right
just
now.
the dudes with long hair. You get people emailing the school.
For sure.
Talk about like. So it's like I had a good buddy on my team. He had to go to honor coach. His hair was too long, but they told me it was an email from a fan. We love our fans. God bless our fans. Thank you. But they had said he was being a bad example, and
I just don't believe that those emails are real, but they're real.
That's what they said. That's how they got him.
Do you think I got complaints for things I was doing? Probably. Things I was saying.
If you had
My hair was cut. Had no beard. I just have to say, from my own personal experience in the last couple of weeks, I shaved my beard. It was completely accidental. I mean, obviously I knew I was doing it, but it was really unfortunate because I look way better with a beard. They say it's like makeup for guys, and it's
I
true.
agree with that.
What happened was I was trying to trim my. We go on. I was trying to trim my mustache, trimmed it too short, and so then I kept evening it out, and then it just got it got really small. Couldn't do it, so I shaved it, and I couldn't just leave the beard, so I shaved the beard, and I was horrified when I remembered I was going to be on TV the next day doing the BYU basketball pregame, halftime, and postgame. Mind you, I haven't had a shaved face for years, and it's not my look at all. It's not my favorite look at all. Luckily, it's starting to grow back in. But the point is, there's a lot of ugly guys out there, myself
There's
included.
a lot of ugly dudes.
and it's personal experience. I'm just trying to just drive this point home. There's ugly guys. And I think there's some swag when you look a little bit better
You know
out
what?
there.
Maybe that's why they make that's why we can't have beers. They
'Cause
want us to look ugly. They don't want
us to be
they don't
ugly.
want the man-woman interaction so much. They think they can lessen the
That's a good point,
incidents.
actually.
You know what I mean?
That's a great point.
That's damage control. Now that I think about it, that's a great point.
That's why it's part of the
That's a
honor
great-
code.
That's why. Maybe it is a doctrinal
like-
thing after all.
It's
I
like
don't know, man.
back massages in the front room.
There you go. There you go.
What? It's beards.
it's
They
really
lead to
time,
they
though.
lead to bad stuff.
It's time. Like
It's time.
we should have beards.
We're gonna stay away from all that stuff.
We should have dudes having super long hair out on the football. It's a mean. That's a mean guy.
Why does long hair make them meaner? I'm still
It
not.
just
I'm
makes
not-
you look like a
Palomalu. I
freaking
don't know,
tough
man.
dude.
Yeah. Okay.
It just does.
It's time.
It's time. Let's go.
Would a
If the
petition? They
Yankees are
probably
doing it,
tried a
how long
petition.
did the Yankees have that?
That's true.
It's been.
Yeah, if the Yankees are doing it.
I didn't even know that was a
Yankees-
thing.
I'm more. I
know
didn't
it was
either
there with
until the
Yankees.
announcement came
now-
that they're
now I'm
reversing.
like,
There are
yeah.
standards for the Yankees.
Yeah.
If you're a New York Yankee,
What are the other ones?
I have no idea.
Can't drink alcohol
No chew.
I don't
or
think
caffeine. Wait, really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I guarantee that. Yeah, God,
Yeah, they can't. They can't stop. No, it is kind of crazy, and I wonder if they have to find loopholes, like our former teammate LJ Rose, who had a beard when he played at BYU. He had a medical.
Had the beer
I
card.
don't want to. It was a beard card.
He,
Yeah, it
he,
was.
he cut himself up a little bit. I
Yeah.
don't want to expose anybody, actually.
No.
Still doing
His
it. I don't wanna-
his was legit.
For the doctor.
His was legit.
Cat.
I wonder if the Yankees
Yeah,
must have had
exactly.
someone with a beard.
No, they've.
No, for
They're
sure.
paying you that much money? No way.
Yeah,
You
that's
probably,
true.
you can probably
I guess
go
that's
back
true.
to the history. I doubt it.
I remember Johnny Damon used to have that big beard when he was with the Red Sox.
right.
Then he got straight Yankees.
And then he was ugly.
It was ugly.
He was a handsome devil with the Red Sox.
So,
It's not weird. You kind of look like him a little bit.
Johnny Damon?
Yeah.
I'll take it.
But I do like it. There's some pride when you become a New York Yankee. You shave your beard, you're a part of that organization. I do like that part.
I'm going all in.
But I'm like, come on now,
but not at BYU. I'm just not following any of your points right now.
You're just contradicting yourself.
Yeah, you're just kind of talking to talk.
No, I don't like that it's a beard, but I like that people when they go on that team, it's like I have pride to be a Yankee.
Yeah, it's like you have the honor code. Like that means you're all in. You're willing to do some things differently.
And
go to
I'm
BYU,
down for
but
the
that doesn't
honor
mean
code, but
like.
I don't think the beard belongs on the honor code.
Yes, that's what you're saying. I'm cool with that. All right, so it's time.
You're not encouraging people to break it, but you're just saying it just
No,
just
yeah,
wish
we're
you
not
wasn't a part of
breaking
it.
it. Yeah.
Is there
Absolutely
like
not.
a
We don't do that.
leniency there? Because like people have long hair now.
Do they?
Yeah, but they get emails. That's what we've established.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's no leniency.
I got no
Go cut your
comment on
hair.
that one.
I wouldn't be allowed right now. All right, next question. So this kind of come up. Yeah, I want to ask you, what does the NFL do really well to put a good product out on the field? And why this is coming up is because there's a lot of talk right now about the NBA not doing the greatest job. Kind of disenfranchising some of their fans. All-Star Weekend was just last weekend, and people were kind of annoyed at different things over the years, how that's become. And on the flip side, I'm sure you guys followed, hockey.
Yeah.
They just did away with the All-Star game.
Oh,
and they did
I didn't see that.
We didn't see it, so they said, hey, we're not doing the All-Star game, we're doing the Four Nations. And so did you follow this?
Yeah, I don't really get how we lost. Like we won the first, how many games?
So it was what they did. They got the U.S., they got Canada, was it Sweden,
Can't remember the other one.
Denmark, maybe, I don't know. So obviously I didn't follow that closely, but there were 4 teams.
Just Canada and the U.S.
And instead it was a round robin of these 4 teams. That's why we played Canada.
So
once,
that
and
was
we
their
beat 'em.
all-star. That was
That was their all-star.
Oh, I had no
So they
idea.
did round robin, and then
Watched
they
the games,
did
no
a
idea what it
championship. And it was like, the hype was insane. One, I saw this graphic that was like, to build the U.S. or the Canadian national teams that they had, they would have like doubled the cap space that a normal NHL team had. So they had like these super teams,
Wow.
right? And so instead of so it was like
Everybody
their
played.
all-star.
That was an aggressive game, man. They were playing hard.
There had only been
Wow.
2 or 3 fights in the history of like the Canadian American.
In 9 seconds.
Yeah, first 9 seconds, 3
what they
fights. Everybody
expect,
just
bro?
drops
You
the
blew the
ball.
national anthem.
It was
You
sick.
gonna catch some hands.
And I know. I mean, there's
expect.
some stuff going
I
on in
love it. I
politics
love it.
that's
I was
making
all
them
for it,
mad.
man.
But like 3 fights, everybody was super hyped. And like I watched the second game. Like I was like, I have to watch this, and I don't even.
There was some American pride.
Yeah, there was some pride to it.
Yeah, like
So-
I'm watching that championship too. I'm like, let's freaking
Yeah,
go.
TJ doesn't even know any of the
United States of
rules.
America.
I just know power plays are too long. That's all I know.
Yeah,
That's when I tuned in. The second game was the first power play, and it was, I guess, Canada's advantage. And I was stressed for a minute. I'm not even a hockey fan, man. I'm like,
it is
don't
stressful.
score,
You're like,
don't
we're down a
score.
guy. We're down a guy. They should do that in football. What they did.
Just a power
And
play.
that dude's stick broke too.
They did that in the Celebrity All-Star Game, which is the worst part of the Celebrity Weekend. It's pathetic who they get out there. Like Puka was maybe the only athlete they've had.
Did he do it again this year?
No, he did it. Was that last year?
Oh, we're talking about the NFL or NBA?
No, NBA.
The basketball game.
The
Yeah,
basketball
I
game
didn't
was-
see anybody in
it
that game.
was
It was like
terrible.
Drewski's funny. I thought that was
Yeah, I
funny.
know, but-
like it's basketball.
Just
dog.
get
Like
some-
if Kevin Hart's not out there shooting threes or something, like
Yeah,
it was hard.
it's
I didn't watch
terrible.
it though.
But they did a penalty box. So if you got a foul and like for like a 5-minute stretch in the third
see.
quarter, they went and had someone sit.
I feel like that stuff's like social media clips.
Yeah.
'Cause
100%.
I wonder how much revenue these leagues make on social media.
Yeah, because
now.
that's why all of
that's where
them are
they're getting all these
YouTubers,
clips, man.
streamers,
Yeah.
and
100%.
Instagram people. And so the question, that's why it's kind of,
Yeah.
it's a hot topic, but like what is one thing that the NFL
Well,
does really well?
I think the first thing is overall, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's like the NBA is 80-something games, right? It's a lot of games playing weekly, so dudes are sitting, this, that, and the other. It's not the best product, I believe, is what is kind of the
Yeah,
main
people are mad about it.
from fans,
the
right?
load management.
So for that, it's like NFL, you only got 17 games right now.
Yeah.
Right? So it's once a week. Everybody's playing because the playoff implications are huge. And every game matters. So every single week is a playoff game. So you're going to get the best product possible. Top of that, I think we're all just animals and we love gladiator type sports. And so football is just a crazy product out there. I think it hits the adrenaline. People love watching it. And then, you've got the gambling that's been, advertised along with the NFL and others. They've just done such a great job from a business perspective of getting eyes on it for different reasons, whether it's for gambling purposes, whether it's for fandom or just watching the game.
Or Taylor Swift being
Or
in the
Taylor
thing.
Swift. Like, bro, I would love to know the numbers of how much money and revenue they brought in the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, and every fan can say what they want about liking or not as a player. Like, that's going to put more money in our pockets. So, show about
The
it.
NFL nailed it, yeah.
Like,
Right.
and so it's a money grab. but it's also always going to be a good product, in my opinion. And they're going to keep trying to add games, I'm sure. But at least that is. So for seeing and not knowing a ton about the NBA and why people are mad, that's just kind of what I've heard. That would be my first thought as to why the NFL has such a good product every week. Fewer games.
They mean more.
They mean more. So you just feel it. You feel it. You're all-stars. You're not going to travel to go see a game and your favorite player's going to sit out.
Right.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
That's going to be announced 3 or 4 days before, and you're going to know, right? So everyone's always getting the best, experience while they're there.
This message comes from Roan, high-performance apparel that moves you. Building mental fitness is vital to your success as a player on and off the court. I feel like I eventually figured that out as a pro, but it was kind of too late when I did. I should have figured it out way earlier, because once that flip switched, my life got a lot better on and off the court. That is why Roan has partnered with 5-time All-Star Kevin Love, the Kevin Love Fund, and the NBA. Together, they're opening up discussions and enabling action around mind health. Find out more about how we're getting every head in the game at roan.com/mental fitness. That's Roan, RHONE/mental fitness.
Dude, also because I think half of the reason people are mad is just because it's just chucking up threes half the time. Like you can't
optimize the game.
you can't take away like the beauty of strategy of football, like, because that's all it is. Like there's a reason you can't just go play pickup football 11 on 11. Like it's 11 dudes who have to be in sync, and everybody has to know their assignment. And so the strategy or the strategic portion of it can't be taken away from the game. Whereas in the NBA, you can get traded to a different team, and if Jaren got traded from the Seahawks to whatever team next week, like to go say you can learn a whole playbook and function, it's impossible. But if so and so gets traded from wherever, Luka from the Mavs to the Lakers, he can go suit up tomorrow night. And they're like, yep, just go hoop. And so I think a lot of it has to do with there is a beauty to strategizing and, outsmarting and playing chess in this thing. And so in football, you can't get rid of that dynamic.
Yeah.
So it sounds like the people want the 2010 Lone Peak basketball. That's the type of play they want to see.
We tried to give it to him.
You did? Probably did. Put us on the map, man.
tried.
I was a kid in Mapleton. I watched you guys. I was like, that was a dude.
You were watching us for real?
Bro, in Utah that age, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know what type of sports we were known for. Like, Spanish Fork had some good baseball players.
Yeah, baseball.
Caden Porter.
It's decent football.
A couple good pitchers.
Riley Audison.
Yeah. Yep. But very few dudes, and none of them ended up playing major leagues, as far as I know. So, like, you guys were the first ones, like, at the national level.
It was the show.
True, we didn't
It was
have
the show.
football fans really at that point.
Anywhere, football, baseball.
Kind of opened the door.
You really did,
So
man.
just
The alliance
national-
is over here.
Is AJ coming to BYU because of us, basically?
That's what I'm hearing.
More so Nick, like you guys kind of
Rode his what?
The road coattails.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I disagree completely as much.
we
as
can
I
take
would.
credit for most things, basically.
Yeah,
I think so.
you're welcome. No, that was a fun team, and unfortunately, I've had a ton of people in my inbox recently because there was a video that went viral that like highlighted TJ and our team. It was I think it was your Ball is Life mix, but then it had like bits and pieces, obviously, of all of us. It just like resurfaced, which is a great thing, but. I'm king of the comments. I just like look at like what are the people saying about these videos? Like if someone sends me a video, I'll watch it and I'm like, all right, cool. I don't care. Now I'm gonna form my opinion based on what everyone else is saying, right? And there were so many people that are like, oh, Chino Hills is good. No, there's no way. I just want to put it out there on the record, a digital timestamp. You're rolling. There's no like. Chino Hills in 2016,
Chino Hills beating us?
I think Chino Hills is beating up by 20.
Oh my
I
gosh.
can't get down with that. That's crazy.
Yeah, thank you, Jaren.
California.
Jaren knows ball. You don't know ball. We've established that on the
You don't know
show.
ball.
We've established that on the show before.
I'm not going to.
Melo's 13 years old. He's prepubescent Melo. He's not doing anything
Yeah,
to
but
us.
Joe swerve around like
Oh my gosh. No, he's not. Joe's terrible. I played against him in the G. He's terrible. He's better now, unbelievably, than he was then. He's terrible now, so he's terrible then. But Lonzo was legit. They got that one dude who's on the Hawks, who's obviously I don't know how to pronounce his name.
They had what's his name that played at LMU too. I'm blanking on his name.
Yeah, he played at OMU. Big deal.
You guys ever lose LMU?
That doesn't matter. Okay, all right, next question. Next question for Jaren.
I don't know.
You guys always lost to some random team.
I did, but not while
Are
he
you
was
guys?
there.
I got a question. Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
gonna steal the show.
No, you take
over
over.
basketball.
Take over.
When we went to the Big 12, were you guys Did you guys wish you could have played in the Big 12? Did you enjoy
I'll
the West
keep it
Coast?
I'll keep it real with you. Like there's some envy for sure.
Yeah.
And not and I'll probably ruffle some feathers there. Not because I'm like, yes, I think it'd be so cool to play at Kansas and host Kansas like we did the other week. Like it was so cool. And you're playing these storied programs. It's a lot of fun. But for me, the envy, and I've talked to other former players about this, is the optics of it, right? Like, I actually think the WCC was super underrated, undervalued, like, while I was there. I mean, when we've talked about this on the show, too, when TJ was there for his 4 years, Gonzaga wasn't not a top 5 team.
Always. Every
Like,
single
so
year.
they were at
They were
the
1, 2, or
peak.
3, I
And
think,
now they're
every
even
time I
ranked,
played.
right? So
Every
they
single
were
time.
at their peak. St. Mary's was always good. And the frustrating part and the main point of what I'm trying to say is like a really good Santa Clara team or a really solid Pepperdine team who even had good Ken Palm ratings, all these things were just crapped on all the time because they were in the WCC and because they were who they were.
Like you said.
Versus like a Kansas State team who, bad example because they've recently done really well. They won 6 in a row before they played BYU, but they were not a good team until they went on that run. And they're still sub 500, but it's like, it's Kansas State. So
It's the Big 12.
yeah, you get a dub against Kansas State, even a mediocre Kansas State, it's a better win, optics-wise. But it's like, man,
Then Pacific.
we're in a good league. So I feel like I still would have put up good numbers. We still would have we would have had a lot of wins, but it would have been in the Big 12, so we would have gotten way more credit. That's what I'm jealous of, like
sense.
even more than like,
that makes
even
sense.
more
That
than
makes
like
sense.
the cool part of playing those teams because we played good teams.
Yeah.
We just didn't get much credit.
I think that's
for
how
it,
the
which sucks.
independent football schedule felt like too.
Right.
For sure. Same thing. You win a lot of games, but it's like, who are those teams?
Yeah,
It's like,
right. It's
you
like,
have
no,
3 or 4 every year.
there's good football teams.
That makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
Just
All right,
curious.
next question. Good question. Most famous person in your contacts. This is like a 3-part question.
Probably Steve Young.
Steve Young.
What's up, Steve?
What are you laughing? I know why you're laughing. No, mine is, I don't think so. Part 2, will he answer if you call right now?
Oh snap, bro! I haven't talked to Steve in a minute. I let's see, what's the time? I don't because I know
We're putting
Steve
you on
is
the
a busy
spot.
man.
He is busy.
Steve is a very busy
He
man.
is busy.
Come on, Steve.
Who's the most what's your answer? We were talking about this. Mine's probably Steve.
Yeah.
He's not answering if I call. I could call him though. Should we call him? Should I call
Give
him?
him a call.
Should I FaceTime him?
You won't.
No, I can't. I
You
can't
won't.
have him delete my phone number. Why is Eric Mika
Don't call him.
FaceTime?
Don't call him. We'll stay in, we'll
Who's yours?
We'll let the listeners
Let's
decide.
make you do it. It can't be me or TJ.
You guys are not famous.
Yeah, the show's huge. What are you talking about? All right, who's the most famous while he's looking? Who's the most famous that would answer? We don't have to call him. That you'd be confident they'd answer.
Is Jay Jettis answering?
I don't got Jeff's phone. I ain't got. Zach might answer. I'm trying to think of other football. Zach's probably the most famous football player.
Yeah, Zach, that's a good answer. That's a big name.
Zach might
Puka's a
answer.
big
He might
name.
be like, Puka, duh.
Puka.
Puka.
That's a
I think
huge
it's
name.
Puka. That's the dude I call.
That's not Zach.
Puka's 50-50 though. Depends on if he's on the marketing trail or not.
Yeah,
Doing his videos.
yeah. He's got some big time partners.
We'll call him right now.
Call him right
I'm
now.
gonna test this theory.
Who's yours? Did you decide?
Mine's probably Cooper Cup.
For real? You've been holding out on us? Why isn't he on the show?
Seriously.
We played in the Big Sky together.
If he answers, just tell him you're on the show. You show him around and you can hang out.
Oh, he did answer.
Jaren.
Oh man.
Man.
Hey, I just made $1,000. I just made $1,000
From Alex Kuresa.
From Alex Kuresa, TJ Haws, and Eric Mika. We're seeing what famous people can answer our phone calls.
What
I
a good
appreciate
guy.
you,
Hey,
sir.
Puka, you're a good guy, man. That's a good friend right there. Former teammate, everything.
We love that.
Jay Hall's the man.
It's after 12. It's after.
We're gonna go golf together.
Oh, you can. We can go play ball. We can go play ball together. I'm not gonna make you golf. I like to keep my rounds
I'll
before.
get you free time on the golf course. If I get you free time on the golf course, I know you're not gonna pass
If
that
you
up.
give me free golf, I'm there. Okay. I'm glad you. I figured if I called you after 12, you'd answer.
might even be able to get you some clubs if that's what you really need.
Hey,
You
man.
just gotta go to the right spot.
I will never turn down free till the day I die.
Hey, there was
Coach Holt has never met Jaren Holt. I'm like, all I gotta do is, Coach Holt, you say you want to go out there and golf.
No, it's
Go out
done.
Sleepy Ridge. you
Golden's
can hit
hooking it up.
Some other
Hey,
spots,
have
man.
you found that sleepy card yet?
All these boys know Coach Holt,
oh
right?
yeah, he's a legend.
I'm gonna have to meet him.
Hey, there was talk when Jake Retzloff came on the show. We talked about an off-season pickup game where TJ and I committed some former players against some football guys.
Yeah, Puka will play.
Yeah, Jaren's playing too.
I haven't shot a ball since.
It doesn't matter.
I haven't hooped in a minute.
Your shot's better than Alex's, I promise you
That's
that.
for sure.
You can do it.
Us five
You give me a mark.
versus some football players.
It's the most broke shot I've ever seen.
I need to call you. I need some wisdom from Father Jaren.
I can give you what I got.
I gotta call my financial guy, but I'm gonna give you a call sometime later this
You
week.
know those are my favorite conversations. Give me a call. I answer anytime. Does not have to be after 12 like you. I go to sleep at a good hour every night. Okay.
Let's make some money then. Let's do it.
I'm always on the hustle. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Peace out.
That's solid.
That was big time.
You said 50-50. It's obviously
50-50.
higher than that.
I guess it's 100.
That's your
bro.
guy right there.
After 12, he'll probably answer.
All right, call Cooper Cup.
I could have had
know,
him free. He
bro.
should have just freewayed him in. We should have tested it.
We met at
It's-
media day my senior year.
It's a
which
fake
is 10 years ago.
fake number. He's like,
He's for sure
I
changed
got
his
Cooper.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not his number no more.
That's all right. We'll try that. We'll try after the show. All right. That's a great way to end the rapid fire. Last segment is normal, not normal. I'm just going to throw something at you. You say normal, not normal, and then I'm sure someone will disagree. Alex will probably just jump on whatever the opposite of what I say is, and we can just go from there. Okay, normal, not normal. People that hold on to rivalries their whole lives.
Normal.
Wow.
You're the idiot.
You are the.
I'm the odd man out.
You're the only one?
Yeah, I think that's crazy.
Just care
I think
about
you're
stuff.
not normal.
Didn't get to the
I
hard enough,
care.
man.
I
Didn't
care.
get to the hard enough.
Hey,
And I used to be like you.
you
I
got to the
used to be
hard-
opposite. I used to not think rivalries were a thing.
And what changed?
Going into BYU, Utah, I didn't care about them. I was like, whatever.
yeah.
Then I played in the game, and I was like, and we beat them. But even after, I was like, no, we beat you. We didn't even lose, and I like you guys worse now than I did before. Same with the fan base. Just because you start to see and you personally get involved, and
Yeah.
so my opinion changed. I used to be probably would say that's not normal, but now that's normal.
I mean,
I still feel that.
maybe normal, not normal. Like, I know it's normal, meaning it's common, but I think it's unnecessary. It's like, who freaking cares?
Are we playing necessary, not necessary, or are we playing normal, not normal?
It's a great question.
That's a good point.
I think it's pretty obvious what we're playing. All right,
Sorry,
fine. I'm not normal, I guess, for
You're not normal.
being sane.
If we pulled this, I'm sure 70+% would say it's normal. 75.
Let's bet some push-ups on it.
I agree with that.
3 push-ups on command.
10,
3,
5,
4,
5.
4,
No, 5.
Shake his hand.
5.
5.
Let's go. All right, 5. I'll poll it. Not on here, on Instagram or something. What are we gonna do? A live stream?
Yeah, probably.
8 people are gonna be on here? No. We'll do it on
800.
Instagram. All right, normal, not normal. Swifties.
Not normal.
Okay, I agree there. There's some thinking there. You
I was
probably
like,
know.
girl,
You
I mean,
probably
amongst
know
the,
some Swifties.
yeah, like I know
Yeah.
Swifties, but it's not like the general
But,
public.
like-
men versus women, like
Yeah, but like the Swift, like the people watching games to get a glimpse of Taylor.
that's a
Not
little
normal.
like.
Yeah, the NFL loves it.
I don't want to be careful how I
Yeah, you guys
categorize
say
these
no-
people.
say no
but
more.
yeah.
All right, normal, not normal. Making fun of friends for making spelling or grammatical errors in group chats.
Normal.
Yeah,
If it's
that's
it
so
has to
normal.
be. Has to be.
It has to be. It's if not, I don't have a life. That's like,
That's just like you.
that's what I live on. No, I'm in so many
You're
group chats
looking
just
for
for
it.
that. Yeah,
You're looking for it.
just like
Eric said he was a Chait champion today.
nice.
So,
Yeah, he
yeah.
wasn't there. It's not that funny.
I know, but it's hilarious. Like,
It's
You're
hilarious.
laughing out
Yeah,
loud.
bring it back up.
Yeah,
It's
like-
hilarious. Yeah, and TJ can't pronounce first. He says first.
He does say first.
I say first.
I know a couple people say first. It's people in Spanish Fork, but
It's not that bad.
down in the
okay?
Fark.
Nobody's pointed it out to me in my whole life until.
Dude,
a
you had
month
an
ago.
actual good friend.
Oh my gosh, no.
All right.
Yeah.
Normal, not normal. Grown men wearing jerseys with other men's name on the back.
normal. I would never do it, but it's normal.
So it's not normal to you. It's normal.
That's what I would do.
Are we going back into necessary,
It's normal to
unnecessary?
an extent. Like, are you talking like anybody? Like, because I'll wear a Kobe jersey. Like,
I got a bunch of Kobe shirts.
Oh,
You,
so
you wear
it's-
jerseys. You don't just say it's just
I'll
Kobe.
wear a
You wear
Kobe
other
jersey.
jerseys too.
I'll wear any Samoan jersey.
Too close. Yeah, you know too much about it.
Yeah. But
All right, fine.
I agree with that.
You guys
I agree with
make
that.
me feel like it's normal. What about, like, does it just bug me when I put this on Instagram a couple months ago. I went to a Jazz game. It was like, were you there? Was that with you? What was it? Jazz Wolves or something like that. And I see a guy wearing like a Charlotte Hornets hat or a Boston Celtics jersey. That's maybe what bugs me more. I don't care if you're wearing a jersey, but it's like if you're going to be at a game,
Wearing someone else's jersey?
no,
Not
just
even
wear
playing?
like something that's relevant to the game at
Right.
hand.
Right. Oh,
That
he was wearing some random jersey.
Yeah.
Not even. Oh, yeah. That's.
He was wearing a
that's not-
Celtics
that's
jersey
not
at a
normal.
Jazz Wolves game.
Yeah, that's not normal.
Can you wear a jersey with a button-up shirt underneath?
People do that too.
I don't.
That's like every executive.
They show up for the meal in the nice shirt, and then they put the jersey on
Yeah.
when the game starts.
I
Yeah.
guess basketball, you don't wear your jersey on game day. I don't think they do it anymore either. When I was in high school, they used to wear jersey on
We
game
do the same
day.
thing. Football. I don't know. Is that a basketball thing?
No.
No.
That's football
But,
thing, then, huh?
yeah, but our head coach used to make us wear button up, like shirt and tie under
Really?
football jersey sometimes. Like
Oh,
a
really?
sweater, vest,
Class.
football jersey.
Class, man.
We at my first school, like which was a small school, we had to wear like button-up shirt and tie, and I thought it was the dumbest thing ever, but I kind of respect it. It's
Quincy
cool.
didn't make us do that.
It's like some reverence for the game, you know. I don't know if
Where's
I'd
that?
make Huh?
Where's that?
at Waterford 2A. Well, we probably played you guys at one point. little 2A 3A preseason rumble. We didn't have a football team. We probably would have beat you Bear River, or where was it?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Show some
We didn't have a
respect.
football
Bear,
team.
Bear Mountain River.
That's
Who
crazy.
killed you guys? You
Yeah.
really lost the monkey, but-
What? Okay. All right. Well.
Samson, bro. No problem.
All right. Last question. And then we gotta go. We didn't even really touch on your time at BYU. Obviously, you mentioned you're a legend for beating Utah. That's all that really must.
I won a lot of
BYU.
money that game.
Alex won a ton of money.
I love
that
that for
game.
you. I love that for you.
So many BYU fans won money that game.
Big
Probably
win.
not.
Trying to boost the economy one game at a time.
But yeah, that's all you're trying to do.
That's what I'm trying to do, man. It's my duty.
Before we go, what's like in one sentence, two sentences, whatever. Obviously, there's no real time limit. What was your experience like at BYU, and what was something like a hurdle you had to overcome to get to where you are now, and also to get to where you were at BYU and excel like you did?
My experience was fantastic. I loved it. I grew up here, though. Mom and dad were gymnasts and football players. So I wasn't always planning to go there. Once I got there, I was super happy about it. Felt right at home, so I was comfortable with the transition. Obviously the hardest part for me was just waiting 3 years to play, and getting a little bit of play time in between before dealing with concussions, after playing pretty good ball. So just learning patience, just learning that your plan's not always the timeline that you want it to be. And that's kind of been my experience in the NFL already. And so I think that prepared me for the NFL, just in, sitting behind Tanner and then Zach for 2 years, having an injury playing baseball that kind of kept me from competing that third year, going to COVID at all. So just as long as, stick to your plan, you do your thing and you're enjoying it, enjoying the process, I learned a very good lesson in that, just being content with that, as long as you do everything you can. So I love my experience there. I was grateful for things I learned, hurdles I overcame, and ultimately loved the way I finished and ended when I left.
It's awesome. Well, thank you so much for giving us the time. We're rooting you on. Hopefully you stay healthy, have a great off season, and go crush it next year. Like you said, I think we don't know exactly the situation you're in, or especially being the league that you're in, but we know that it comes down to opportunity. So we're wishing you the best.
Appreciate that.
And we're happy to know you, and good luck. Keep knocking on that door, brother.
Doing my thing. Appreciate you guys. It's been fun.
Also, can we get? I was just thinking, baseball managers wearing their uniforms.
Oh yeah.
That should be all
I was
sports.
like, how come there's not Andy Reid on the sideline just fully
Just
suited
fully
up,
fitted.
visor, arm sleeves, just like
Or Jason,
They ought to
Jason
do at
Kidd's
least
just
like a
still
week-
wearing his
like
old
that.
uniforms.
like why do baseball managers wear full uniforms?
There's got to be some.
I like it.
I've always wondered if there's like some crazy rule that's like they have to enter the game. like,
sudden death.
If
Some
they
point, they gotta
yeah,
fight it.
18 innings, like managers are in.
it's one-on-one full court between basketball players. It's like Jason Kidd
Can
versus
you imagine KY out there?
Udoka.
Just-
He'd be cooking.
just-
KY be cooking,
He'd
bro.
be
And
cooking.
the ankle
You think
socks.
he's got knee-high shorts? You think he's got?
KY's going old school.
He's
going
baggy.
down here.
He's
baggy.
AI type
He's
deals.
for sure baggy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that should be
Just
across all
armor stand.
sports.
for sure.
Awesome.
Bucket.
All right, well, thanks for joining us. Another episode of Washed Up. As I mentioned, Eric Mika, Alex Kuresa, TJ Haws, joined by Jaren Hall. Grateful to have him here. And shout out to Capita Financial, who lets us crash and use their space. It's an awesome spot. And, we love being here. So thank you, guys. And thanks again for being here.
No problem. Appreciate you.